First of all, thank you to International Human Rights Movement Philippine team to organize the Zoom conference with the International Human Rights Movement Philippine International Director. Especially thankful for Dr. Frolens for his wonderful leadership to set up international human rights movement in the Philippines. Along with him, I want to thanks all the international human rights movement director, executive, or central committee. Especially, I want to say from the Finland, Mr. Imtiaz A. Rana, Director, International Human Rights Movement and President for Finland. I want to welcome Dr. Nikki Deepa, Director, International Human Rights Movement from United Kingdom and the Secretary General for International Human Rights Movement. I want to welcome from Sri Lanka Special Representative to United Nations for Children and Women Education and Environment for Sri Lankan chapter. I also want to welcome in this Zoom conference my International Human Rights Movement Pakistan Executive Committee Coordinator Mr. Mehboob Ahmed Sadiqi, along with special guest from Pakistan, President of Chairman of Punjab Mr. Shahadat Ali Sapra, and Vice Senior Chairman Mr. Faisal, and all the other international human rights movement people who are listening from the social media, from the Facebook, and from the YouTube and Zoom conference. Thank you to organizing today meeting. Today is the second International Human Rights Movement chapter meeting, but also this is a 26th Zoom conference held today, which is the ongoing part of the ongoing procedure in Pakistan. We already had more than 26 Zoom conferences in Pakistan, start from district, division, and city level. So we met more than 2,500 new individual and old workers. The target for international human rights movement till 24th, we are planning to engage more 12,000 people so we can achieve our target for international human rights movement in Pakistan for 50,000 people. As you all aware, international human rights movement working more than 60 country with 100,000 plus member volunteer basis regardless their color, culture, and their religion and their background. We are working for human rights. We are, as you all aware, we are non-funding, non-charity, we are non-political and non-religion organization. Our joint aim from all around the world is a single agenda that we want to work for humanity. This is what we believe. This is what make us the human rights organization around the world. I also want to welcome all the people who joined from the Sri Lanka because this coming Sunday we have a meeting in Sri Lanka. I also want to invite all of you to please engage in all our Zoom meeting. If you're an English listener and if you're English speaker, please join our international Zoom conference. They will held in an English language. But if you want to learn and if you can understand Urdu, you can join our daily basis conferences in Pakistan, which held 5 o'clock in United Kingdom time and almost 9 or 8:30 in Pakistani time every day. We are having a aim to engage 50,000 people end of this year to complete our 50,000 people in Pakistan. International Human Rights Movement established in 15th of March 2003 in United Kingdom. Basically, it was established to organize the international human rights movement, from the platform of international human rights movement to engage, protest against Israel in help to raise the voice for Palestine. This movement started from Bristol in 2003. After that, it is extend in Europe, then other part of the world, then in Pakistan. Now we are working alongside with the United Nations, with the European Union, OIC, and Arab League, and all other individuals and national organizations. They are working for human rights. International Human Rights Movement is non-funding organization. We do not take any benefit, financial benefit from any political party, any individual, or any national or international organization. We have our offices in 60 countries and we have our volunteer people, more than 100,000 people from around the world. That's make us one of the largest international human rights movement around the world. So today we having a meeting with Philippine team as they requested, as we are planning to organize and re-establish International Human Rights Movement Committee for next 4 years, which is from 24th from this month to 28th of after 4 years. So this committee will be 4 years. Today we will learn and listen from the International Human Rights Movement Philippine Committee, their engagement, their work they done for a human rights, and their advice and their concern, what will make us to learn the more knowledge and more understanding how to improve our international human rights movement in national and international platform. Also, because in this Zoom conferences, we have a people from Sri Lanka, we have a people from Finland, we have a people from Pakistan, and we have a international human rights movement director from different part of world. So this will give us chance to meet and greet each other and understand from each other experience. I will not take more time, but I will love and I will learn to from the international human rights movement from Philippine team. After Philippine team, if any of our international director, Dr. Nikki or Imtiaz Rana or Rimsha or Safir Khan from Sri Lanka, if they want to speak anything or they want to advise anything, please do not hesitate. Come forward and speak yourself. Dr. Nikki, this is, I think, your second international human rights engagement with the International Human Rights Movement overseas group. So it will be great privilege and honor to listen your experience or your knowledge or your guidance. Now I will hand over to Mike, to the chairperson and ambassador for Philippines, Dr. Froland. So if he can give us inside progress report for a Philippine and along with his introduction from his team member, then after the Philippine we will go to the different part of the world. Especially I can see our special representative for United Nations for our children and women abuse from Sri Lanka and from other part of world. Thank you and welcome, and it is great privilege to listen and learn from your experience. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for that wonderful message, Chairman Rana. So, good evening, everyone from the Philippines. Mabuhay. With me are the members from the International Human Rights Movement Philippines. I will be presenting our accomplishment for the past 3 years. Let me open my slides on that so that we will be able to know what are the present achievements of the uh, International Human Rights Movement Philippines. So we are operating started last January of 2021. So we are really lucky that we already done too far with a lot of activities that we have conducted. So let me present some of our accomplishments